the self-isolation. So if all the tests are negative, I can be free in day 10. But I can't remember which day I am in right now. So
songbirds here don't hum the ancient tunes of...
Good evening from Hong Kong. Welcome to the online talk, Creating for the Virtual Stage. I'm Karen Cheung, Head of Dance of West Kowloon Cultural District Performing Arts. Two speakers are joining me tonight here. In the middle of the screen, and choreographer and multidisciplinary artist from Tokyo, Hiroaki Umeda. And speaking from London, and on the right side of the screen, Dr. Annie Wan, course leader, BA Virtual Reality, University of the Arts of London. Good evening to both of you, or good morning to Annie.
Good morning.
The talk will be in English and simultaneous interpretation to Cantonese will be available. Please refer to the link provided in the chat box if you would like to follow the talk in Cantonese. The whole event will be around 1 hour. I will first invite Umeda and Annie to present their speeches respectively, and then a Q&A session will follow later. I cordially invite you to send in your comments, thoughts, and questions to the chat box, either in English or in Chinese, at any time throughout the talk. I will collect all of them and bring it to Annie and Umeda for them to respond during the Q&A session. In the past year, visiting live performances has all of a sudden been shunted from reality. Many stage performances were filmed for screening online or live stream. The usual production and presentation chain have toppled. Some speculators even claimed that the conventional stage will disappear in 5 years. How do artists take this situation and challenge? What imagination could we have for a new understanding of theater and the stage? And how would new technology play a part in shaping our imagination? I can't wait to hear from our speakers, Umeda and Annie, who will be sharing with us their insights through some of the projects that they have involved in or are busy with. Hiroaki Umeda is a well-renowned artist and is recognized as one of the leading figures in the Japanese avant-garde art scene. He has appeared frequently in major international festivals and theaters and has enchanted audience from near and afar. Umeda has a very strong digital background, and his works incorporate physical, optical, sensorial, spatial, temporal components and give the audience a holistic and highly engaging viewing experiences. Under the pandemic situation in 2019, Umeda started to research creating works for the digital space. A short work in progress was presented online last November, and we are now into the second stage of development, which will be concluded in another presentation online in September this year. I'm sure Umeda will have a lot of interesting and inspiring experience to share with us. May I now invite Hiroaki Umeda.
Good evening, everyone. Good morning, Annie. So I'd like to talk about my some of my performance, and after that I will speak about the project I'm thinking now. So can we start with the first video? So then first I just want to share what I'm doing, what I have done in the past, and sharing my thoughts about the creation. So this is one of the dance piece. I did it in, I made it in Japan. It was 2011, so it's already 10 years ago. And so I made this piece called Holistic Strata for the theater performance and dance with the technology. And so I collaborated with one of the art center in Japan called widen. So the idea of this piece, how I can make movement abstract and how to transmit the movement to the audience in an abstract way with a human body. So that was my challenge of dance piece, but choreographing the lighting at the same time. So I experiment different type of the sensors, different type of the motion trackings, and I use the sensor for the creating the visual images. So yeah, that was one of the choreography piece, human body and light. The idea of this piece was actually how I can transmit not shape of the body, but transmit the sensation of the movement using the light, but including the human body. So the purpose of the piece is that I wanted to focus on only the movement instead of the shape of the body. So that's why I use a video projection or even on the dancers, and I didn't want to make any shape in the visual creation. So I just used a lot of dots, and then we made a lot of movement with the dots. So, but still, people only the dot is moving. But once you see a lot of dots, you can feel some movement. You can imagine something, like some people say snow, rain, thunderstorm, etc. Sometimes people say cosmos. But actually, what happened is that the dot is moving, but still people can feel the movement from that light. So what I'm interested in the dance performance, that how I can transmit the movement, as I already explained. So human body is not really most important things, but human body can also have a movement, can have the movement to transmit some sensation to the audience. So that's why I'm still using human body, but I'm okay using also only the lighting. So that is a combination of the combination of the light and human body, and to be created to one of the dance performance. Can we go to the second video? So second video is also the one of my other dance performance called Medium. So I created this 2018. So the concept was kind of the same from the first video. But this piece, what I wanted to do was how I can combine micro scale things into the human scale. So which means I was speaking. I worked with a computer programmer to ask how I can make the image of the cell into the dance performance. So so we researched some computer programming to simulate or to illustrate the cells of the plants or cells of some other things. So I wanted to choreograph different scale of the things. Yes, so I wanted to combining different scales in the dance performance. So it was interesting for me to use computer programming and computer technology. Of course, it's not the real physical cells, but I can get some images simulated, so the technology can connect the things in the different scales. So so that I am very excited to connect different things with the human body and movement. So that was one of the experiments of my dance piece. So maybe 1 minute you can watch the video with the sound. All right. So this is the basic thoughts of my creation. Of course, I have a other project, but explaining about next project. So those are the good pieces, so that people can understand my direction of my creation. So can we go to the third video? So that is work in progress. I presented in WestCon last year. So yeah, can we? Okay. So this is just experiment to start with my new project. So the net. Wait, give me a second. Yeah. So the next project, what I want to do is combining different format of the dance performance. Like maybe I'm planning to have a physical theater performance, but at the same time, I want to create like a online performance and also VR performance, so that from one piece, I can show the piece in different formats. So this is what I want to do. But actually, I was planning to do that before COVID, but now we are in this situation. It is really a good moment for me to do that, so I can really go to that way. But before, actually, I was not sure people can accept that kind of idea before COVID. So in a way, I'm lucky to start with this. What I was trying in this work in progress, so I used 3D cameras and to get the data from the city of the Tokyo, and also I used the 3D camera for my movement, my body. So then I wanted combining environmental data and also dancers data into something melting together, but still you can still see the dance. So that was what I want to do, because for me that dance is a movement, and I want to share that sensation through the movement with the people, so that the audience can still feel the movement, but doesn't need to have a human body on the stage. So this was actually what I was trying before. So even if we have a human body on the stage, the human body was not center, but human body can have also rich movement. The music has a movement, and the light has a movement. So I wanted to find, like, let's say, a language to connect different elements of the dance performance, like light, sound, the human body. And so in the digital world, I can really go extreme way in that direction. So because in the digital field, all the data is in the same language. So even the dance, sound, light can be created by with the same language. So I wanted to have a physical data into the virtual world so that I can really make the space in the virtual space. I mean, the space means the space of the dance. I mean, space of the dance-like space. And still I can maybe transmit sensation through the display or through the internet, but still you can feel the dance. So after COVID, people are getting tired of watching dance performance on the video or on the internet because dance performance is normally made for the theater. So, but in online performance or virtual in the virtual platform performance, we need another way of the dance language to transmit. So this is what I want to research, and this is what I want to achieve with this project. To achieve that, I'm interested in some technology like a LiDAR and some 3D capture, motion captures. And I'm also interested in game technology because game technology is so advanced in a way of the communication, the virtual world and the physical world. So I think this is very interesting to me. And also, most important things for me is what kind of sensation I can transmit or I can make in the mind of the viewers, because this is the goal. So then what is important is how I can transmit that from the performance, but sensation in the mind of the audience. So that I'm interested in researching some psychology things and cognitive psychology. This is also used in the gaming design. So I think this is also the good, how can I say, knowledge to make a dance performance for the, I mean, new format, let's say. So I think this kind of things makes dance performance in different stage in, I mean, according to this society and related to the virtual performance. So I'm interested in pushing the limit of the dance performance according to this situation. So this is what I'm excited to do that. I think that's all to explain.
Thank you very much, Umeda, for the presentation. I have a lot of questions in my mind to ask, but I think I better leave it to the discussion and the Q&A session later after Annie's presentation. Here, I would like to remind the audience again. I mean, if you have any questions, comments, or thoughts, please do text into our chat box, and I will bring it to Umeda to answer or to respond to during the Q&A sessions after Annie's presentation. And now, let us pan our focus to digital technology. Umeda has mentioned a little bit about it, and he has actually worked with digital technology in his works. But now, because of this pandemic situation and people are looking for new ways of presentation, performing arts seems to be earnestly looking up into digital technology for new inspiration, possibilities, and also fresh momentum. In this regard, I'm very excited and grateful to have Dr. Annie Wan here with us. Annie is a fellow Hong Konger, but she is now residing in London, working for the University of Arts in London as a course leader for BA Virtual Reality. I have a lot more to say about Annie's experience and achievements, but I would like to leave more time for Annie's presentation. For more detail about her and her background, please visit West Kowloon Cultural District website at any time. Over to you, Dr. Annie Wan.
Thank you, Karen. So first of all, I would love to show you the latest project that I'm working on. It's a it's a project about COVID. So I got the grant from West Kowloon Cultural District Authority last year, and it's a very generous grant. So I've got it, and I was working with performers, video directors, like programmers and psychologists, and developed this project. And this project is mainly focused on the psychological effect and also the psychological scenarios for people who are experiencing the like trauma, depression, or any emotions that related to COVID. So maybe we can first watch the video first, the number one video. Thank you.
我係 Jasmine 啊，咁我係跳舞噶啦。今日嚟呢一度牛棚就係要拍一條同跳舞同呢個疫情同埋VR 有關嘅一條片。咁但係實際要拍啲乜嘢咧，我就唔係好知。
I really don't know anything about this project. I mean, just a little bit.
我估係可能帶住個 VR 鏡去拍一啲嘢。
其中一個部分咧就係有演員喺度做一啲動作，然之後有個 VR capture 嘅機器 capture 佢哋嘅動作，然之後我哋就將呢啲被 capture 嘅人嘅動作變成咗另外一啲人物，咁啊係一啲好似 3D 嘅動畫咁樣。
大概係關於一啲嘅疫情方面啊，或者大家嘅心理方面啊，到底會唔會有啲咩唔舒服啊、唔開心啊咁樣咯。
原來 VR 真係可以帶到一啲好實際嘅好處咯。因為舉個例啦，例如有個人可能驚蜘蛛嘅，咁可能我哋最低層次咧就會做可能俾一啲蜘蛛嘅字。就咁蜘蛛兩隻字，或者可能一啲蜘蛛嘅圖啦，由可能卡通公仔開始，去到變成一隻真實嘅蜘蛛咁樣啦，但都係圖嘅。咁但另一邊咧就真係望咗隻真實嘅蜘蛛啦。咁但係我覺得 VR 做到好特別嘅位咧，就係好似 feel 咗就係呢一個中間個 gap 咯。其實好多實驗都講過咧，即係可能你喺個腦度，當你真係覺得自己親臨其境，或者點解你想像嘅時候，就會好似真係發生咗咯。
COVID-19 has changed our worlds upside down. Wearing masks and social distancing is the new normal. Feeling trapped in our own homes, how do these habits impact us emotionally? Funded by the Hong Kong West Kowloon Cultural District Authority and by including talents in the field of virtual reality, performing arts, digital video, music, and psychology, this project aims to explore the minds of people in these difficult times through a holistic and innovative view. Despite our vulnerabilities, we are all in this together. We can be powerful and we can triumph through the worst times.
So very similar to Umeda's project, the situation, I mean, because if there's no COVID, I don't think anyone will fund this project, to be honest, because it's quite experimental and also experiential. And because of the pandemic situation, there's a lot of performers, musicians, they're losing their jobs or they don't have any jobs at all. So yeah, they are very focused on this project, which is good. But of course, at the same time, the performers and also the dancers, they suffer a lot, unlike computer programmers. And actually, the effect of the pandemic situation isn't that much on the virtual world. So we are still working like the same. And I guess this is the project itself is very much like a variant of the pandemic situation. But yeah, so as you can see, we take the videos, we make the videos for 4 days, and then we work on the virtual reality applications. So we have the blood scene, we have the water scene, we have the room scene that I haven't shown it in the video. But yeah, that was a very experimental project that if there's no COVID, I don't think anyone will fund this project. So, so secondly, after the project that I have talked about, I would love to show you another video, which is like a tool that I was using for experimenting performance, movement, and also computer technology. So can you please show the number 2 video? Is that moving? Okay, so it doesn't matter. So for the video that you can see right now, it's basically an AI algorithm that tracking the motion and then showing the computer how to see movement. So this is one of the experiments that I was using. Another, can you please play the third video?
該會咯，原來陳師奶個女係歐佬生㗎，好 dirty 啊！
Sorry, Umeda, because it's in Cantonese, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean a lot, right? But that was the latest experiment that I was using. I was doing. I was using the Unreal Engine to mapping the real-time motion capture, facial capture in mapping the 3D character. So this is quite new, and I guess it will be much more popular like in the next few months because there's a lot of people working on it right now. And actually the Hollywood, like the movie industry, they are using this at this moment, and they're trying to create a lot of different movement, different characters and emotions. Why I was doing this is because a lot of people are talking about in the VR world, like most of the characters or like 3D animation characters, they don't have an emotion. So they are pretty cold. And I guess this is also the reason why some of the traditional or performing artists or more traditional artists, they don't quite like the way how animation was presented. So I guess this is like a very groundbreaking moment because for the 3D animation, the characters, you can have like a much more sophisticated emotions. So after this technology is born, and of course, when compared to Hollywood animations, it's still very cold, but I'm definitely seeing the way the industry, the technology is changing. So in the future, probably you can see there's a lot of very nicely built, but rather low cost 3D animation and the characters design. And can you please play the fourth video?
Wow. 好勁喎！而家做 VR 仲要學埋嘅，真係多才多藝啊！
And for this one, sorry again because it's in Cantonese, but as you can see, there's not much. It's not meaningful, right? But the technology that I was using is older than the one that I showed it to you. But definitely, we are heading the direction having a more emotional, rich 3D animation and also facial recognition and also the facial expressions. So this is another experiment that I want to show you. That's the older technology even. Can you show the fifth video, please?
咁高漲，搞掂。
So this is one of the project that I was working on like 4 or 5 years ago. And the way how they do is to map the painting that you can see right now to a human face. And at that time, it was like even it's a web platform. So definitely the technology, the movement or the emotions tracking, it's progressing as you can see, because I'm showing the latest one and then the less latest one and then the oldest one. So this is much older, like 4 or 5 years ago. And it was using the web platform as well. And for the technology that I'm using, it's rather difficult maybe for people who doesn't have a technical background to learn, but I'm also showing few links that if anyone is interested in movement and also interested in interested in movement and also technology, you may want to also play with those websites. So as you can see, this one, this is more like, so you can, it's just like for this one, you can also using the web platform to track your movement and then finding a very similar image on online. So the other one that I want to show it to you, so this is a web application that an artist he made for people who wants to create their own choreography. And as you can see here, so after you pick several movement, you can see the movement is created whenever you click any of the posture online here. So that was the interesting but easy to learn or easy to use tools that people can explore more if you want to. And yeah, the last one, I'm going to show it to you. This one is very new. It's actually a studio, like a software that people can create like all virtual characters. So they're all AI generated, and this is very powerful so that we don't need to have any like news anchor or journalist or anyone, but we can just create the AI characters online, and then people can watch the news and doing some anchor reporting. So this is a very new software that just came out to the market. It's actually not quite available right now, but it will be more popular in 2022, I guess. Okay, thank you. So that's all for my presentation today.
Thank you, Annie. Lots of new information, particularly to me. These gadgets and tricks that you can play online with different apps, etc. But for Umeda, I think what Annie has been presenting and what Umeda has been presenting, to me, it looks like two rather different directions. Because for Umeda, actually, you have been, even for your physical stage work, you have been trying to create, or you have created virtual reality on the stage with very illusionary kind of visual and physical impact to the audience. So it is kind of, you already created the virtual reality on a physical stage. But now when we are moving to a virtual stage, in this space where we need to have a new understanding of the whole parameter, way of presentation, etc. How would you define this space, and how would you, what tools are you looking for, or do you have any ideas how to manage this space and still hold on to the kind of experience, audience viewing experience, which you are really an expert in, offer it to the audience, and make sure that you create the anticipated experience to the audience.
I think from the experience last time in the working progress, I found that the making the completely virtual space is not actually easy for me. So to start with creating the virtual space, I was actually relying on my physical experience or physicality of the body. So the physical experience, I mean, like let's say real life, is helped to create virtual space. So we are still on the stage that the connecting our physical world into the virtual space. So we are in moment to understand more virtual space. So, but I mean, for now, creating virtual space is kind of the extension of the physical space. But I mean, at least we rely on the information or experience from the physical experience and then we can go to the virtual space. So this is, I think, the steps for now to go to the virtual space. I think this is I think for me, creating virtual space now is this stage. Yeah.
So in this sense, what Annie's project has been presenting is, to not to imitate, but then to enact or reenact. I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, of what we are physically experience in the real world, like our emotions, human movement. Try to capture it and present it or represent it digitally. Is it what Umeda means of bringing this bringing this experience from the real world and try to make connection in this virtual space? Do you think the technology now is working towards this direction?
I guess so, but also the virtual reality is, as I was talking to a lot of people about virtual reality, is actually the super reality. So you are even seeing other people's emotion, like in visuals. And I guess this is more like a surreal experience for many people as well. So I guess it's not only an extension of the physical space, but also for me, virtual reality is more than that. So it goes beyond the what we call reality.
Now, sorry, I have one question from the audience to Umeda. I read it out. Hi, Umeda-san. Can you briefly share how you create the work in progress work you did last year? Did you develop movement or technological idea first?
Technological idea first. Yeah. Then I try to find the tools that I can use at that time. So then I try to first experiment to get the data of the city and how to get the data of the body, and I did the choreography. But actually, as you can see in the virtual space, and digital data can be transformed in any way. I mean, dance can be anything in the virtual space. So actually, I did dance a lot, but actually, almost disappear. But I mean, it's good. But actually, in the creation process, I was questioning to myself that what is a choreography in the virtual space? That not the physical dance anymore. So the process of meaning of the choreography is not anymore just making the movements of the human body. It's more like how we can compose this data and how we can edit a video or this kind of thing. So it's actually this creation or virtual space creation, actually the interpretation of the choreography, word choreography, will be expanded and in a good way, I think.
So do you mean that human body is not necessary? And then how would you maintain that human element.
Yeah. I think actually that I'm interested in what Annie showing us, because, and also I don't know how Annie thinks, but for me that both of us, something in common in both of us, I think trying to connect like a kind of human body, or let's say Annie has a kind of character, etc. But what we are focusing on actually is the data of the something that we have inside. And but the appearance is different. So I don't care so much appearance of my human body. And maybe in the what Annie experiment is for me, it seems like that, and that's interesting. So its question is, what is a human? How we can say you and me and who I am without but because individuality, or I am defined by human body, but I think in next generation it's not like that anymore. So this is I think also interesting, what is the meaning of the dance, because people thought dance is happened to human body, but not anymore. So I think that's an interesting part of that. So maybe human body will disappear in the future, but that's also fine for me.
Yeah, I guess maybe many of the traditional performers, they will kill you when they hear what you said. And but definitely the technology, just like what we are doing right now, the online talk. So if there is no technology, or if there's no COVID, so we have to fly all the way to Hong Kong to do the talk. It will be like spending a lot of time. So, but with the technology, we can save a lot of time, and we can focus more on our own work, and also working on our own work. So I guess this is a good thing about the pandemic situation, but maybe for some people, they suffer a lot as well. And we bear in mind that many will suffer. And I totally agree with what Umeda said. And for me, the data, the technology, it's very interesting, but at the same time, I want to create more like a hyper reality world, so that we can totally immerse in it.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I see another question. Again, it is for Umeda. Hi, Umeda-san. So real human body is in your video. Would it coexist with virtual dancing body?
Sorry, exist in
sorry. So the real human body in your video, will it coexist, appearing at the same time with virtual dancing body? I don't know whether he or she would mean avatar, or the technology generated virtual dancing body in that sense.
I think this is more, I don't know the precise word. Maybe Annie can explain more, because I don't know the definition of the avatar, or these kind of things. But what I did was I got the data of the body, and it's called point cloud data. So it's the pixel of my body in the 3D data. So that was data. So it's not, I think it wasn't like avatar, but let's say shape data of the shape of my body, I think. Yeah, that was like this. So yeah, like that. Almost like a digital photo, but in the 3D data, something like this.
Or whether there could be in some scene that a physically dancing body in a real stage will be dancing with a virtual body.
I think it's coming future. I want to ask this kind of question to Annie, because I think because still the data we can get is maybe not enough. I mean, because actually what what the body show is quite rich, and very very a lot of information body has it. So I don't think it's impossible, but it takes still a lot of time to convert completely human body data into the virtual world. But I hope it's coming.
Right. Okay. I have a third question now. For the virtual performance online, we can see and hear, but rather difficult to smell, touch, and taste. Is there any tools you can share to achieve this sensorial experience for online audience? Maybe Dr. Annie can share with us related technological development about this. And for Umeda-san, would you like to explore this kind of experiential experience in your new dance language?
I don't know any of the tools that can transfer like smell or taste, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know any of them. Can yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
I have I think a long time ago, actually, there was a thing that you can create a smell with a digital data, and you can put that at home. But I think it wasn't so popular, so but I don't know, maybe in the future. And but maybe 20 years ago, already some people experiment moving the arms through the internet or something like that, so that that there was one arms in other place, other country, and if I move the arms here, so these arms move in the other country. So this kind of things happen, and but this is what I saw before. But I was also thinking, sometimes you have a massage machines at home, with a electronic pulse, and so that's also can be controllable. So I think I'm really interested in also transmitting the tactical experience with including dance. Smell, I'm not sure, but physical, I mean, touching experience is very strong for the human body. So I don't need to simulate soft touch or hard touch, but I want to give the strong electronic pulse into the body. So that's very interesting to me.
Yeah, I remember like when I was studying like my master degree, I was working on remote sensing and remote tactile detection as well. So, but that was not very successful because at that time, like ages ago, the technology wasn't that well developed. So, but maybe right now there's some other technology which, by the because of the internet speed and also any other technology development. So it could be doable. And for the smell, I remember there's like artists doing a similar project as well with the smell not transferring, but you can create your own smell and like other similar project. But maybe the smell thing is not that welcoming for some people because they feel like offended, maybe, I don't know. But for the tactile, like that smell or like the smell is very subjective. So people may not like a particular smell, I guess. So it could be offended. And so I guess there may be some technology out there that we can explore.
Yeah. And in my imagination, of course, I mean, our senses comes from our nerve impulses. And so we could not imitate, simulate nerve impulses through maybe different media to stimulate our nerves so that we will have those kind of senses without actually, touching or smells, physical elements present. Maybe our technology will make those possible in the future. It would be, I don't know, interesting but also scary.
Yeah, I think so.
Now I have a fourth question. What is the most difficult part to bridge technology and performing arts?
Sorry, can you say it again?
The most difficult part to bridge technology and performing arts.
Most difficult part. I think. Sorry, can I answer first?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please.
I think most difficult part is just the concept of the theater performance that people have in mind. Because I think that just that, I think it's not difficult, but technically it's exciting. But I think just our mind or our I think that it's about our thoughts. So that is the most difficult part, you know. If people expecting the theater, okay, what that is the theater performance. So to change that, it's difficult actually. It's most difficult part is that the mindset of the humans, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yes. Yeah, habits are difficult to break.
Yeah, because when we're working on the technology, that like most of the time we're focusing on the technical side. But for some people, they can't understand the technology. They are not very willing to try it. So I guess this is like the most difficult part for people to learn how to be more explorative and adventurous.
Right. I guess I see another question now. How do you strike a balance between technology and performances?
Balance?
A balance between technology and performances.
Annie, do you want, or I can go first? I don't know.
I guess this question is for you. I'm not doing any performance.
The balance between technology and performance. For me, actually, yeah, I think I'm I'm quite open for the technology. I mean, okay, I always say that, you know, from the beginning of my dance career, if robot can dance like me, I wouldn't dance. So you know that if technology is getting more and more developed, I think the balance will be more. I would take more balance to the technology side if I can transmit my art in the good way. So, but still, actually, like for example, we had a big discussion about the remote performance, etc. But for example, like a little sound of the breath or little sound of the kind of humid in the physical theater performance, that also sometimes people feel. So you know, this kind of like little things still we cannot put it in the virtual world. So but you know, still, and more and more technology, we are using technology more and more, and we found more and more what the meaning of the physical world. So but I mean, more and more I want to go to more technology side. So I mean, balance will be like that. But still, I have to stay physical things to understand what we are now.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, when we are working with Umeda, I strongly feel that, you know, you are a very open-minded person in terms of new technology, and you are always very curious and about this, you know, new technology, and very interested in working with new technology. But at the same time, you also stress that it's not about technology in your work. I mean, it's about the humanity, how to connect to the audience, or how to connect the physical, or you know, the human side of to the audience. It's not only about technology.
Yeah. Yes, I think that this is the reason why I'm doing the art performance, because I'm not. Yes, the technology is a way to for the communication, and I think this is also technology is a tool for the art. So what the goal for me? to do the art is that how to transmit the sensation, how to share my art. I mean, for me, it's a sensation, and kind of I don't say emotion, but kind of something that we have in common inside of the what we have now inside. So I appreciate so much about really technology or media art. They expand so much possibility of the technology, and that also I appreciate so much. But in my case, in my art, so what I said, it was that is the most important part of my art. Yeah, I mean communication with the people.
Yeah,
through the art.
We don't have much time left, so I will have two more questions. We have a lot of questions tonight. I have two more questions.
Oh.
Okay. So we are going to talk to each other here.
It's more for Annie, because during your presentation, I also noticed that the cost and accessibility of this new technology to creating artists is an important issue. So the next question is there any, or what are these institutions or organizations that will support or are supporting these R&D projects or in digital arts, where artists could or researchers could approach?
I guess there's a lot right now around the world, and for just as mentioned before, the cost is definitely lower than before. So it's not that expensive to get like the tools, and also the no matter the hardware or the softwares, it's not that difficult to get it right now. But definitely, if you want to do R&D in these areas, definitely like in Europe, in the US, or in Asia, in Japan, and there's a lot of institutions working on it. And for me, I would love to see more artists talking about the technology, because many of them, they are not quite interested in it before, but because of the pandemic situation, they got more interested in those areas. So it's a good idea for them to learn more, even though it's just online.
Yeah. So if you know any of these institutions and companies to recommend, and maybe you could share to us, and if any of you are interested, you may leave your contact or message in the chat box, so we will try to get back to you when we have more information. And for Umeda, what would be, very briefly, what will be your next goal?
Next goal, you said?
Sorry, your next goal in developing new digital art projects.
I mean for this project. Next goal, yes. I want to create a dance piece as a light, so that the people can experience dance performance in the monitor. So yes, this is my goal, what I want to create. So this is I want to, that's a proposition from me. What is the next dance performance through over the internet, monitors, etc. So I want to establish another format of the dance performance in this project.
Okay. Thank you. I guess it's time flies, and we're towards the end of the talk. Before we say goodbye, I would like to share with you two upcoming projects. Of course, one of them is the online presentation of Indivisible Substance, which is a second stage of work in progress of Umeda's project. And it will be premiered online on the 29th of September 2021. So please tune in, keep tuned with the West Kowloon Cultural District website for more details where and how it will be streamed online. Another project I would also like to invite you to join us is, you can come and enjoy it live. It's an interactive installation by William Forsythe. So you can come and interact with the objects designed by William Forsythe during a 2 weeks time in July, from the 4th to the 19th. And yeah, create your own dance in this installation. So please check out the details on, once again, West Kowloon Cultural District website. And I hope I will be able to seeing many of you live on site and also online in Umeda's presentation in September. So thank you very much for Annie joining us from Tokyo, from London, and Umeda joining us from Tokyo. It has been very pleasant to talk to you, and thank you for sharing with us all your projects and all your insights into this topic. And I would also like to thank all of you who are joining us to this talk and stay with us until now. And I hope to see you again online in September or live at Free Space in July. Thank you very much and good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.